In this simple C++ program, we're going to look at a couple of new things. First, we're going to create some variables, we're going to perform a calculation, and then we're going to output some information based upon that calculation. So let's first define our variables. So here we have a section that we're going to put our variables. We don't have to leave comments, but it's always good to. In C++, anytime we define a variable, we have to do two things. First, we need to specify the type of variable that we're going to use. In this case, we're going to use one called a double. A double is a floating point number of double precision, and it allows us to have very large numbers or very, very small numbers, depending upon how you're using that number. The second we have to define is the identifier, or the name of the variable. Variable names need to start with a letter. They are case sensitive. They can include numbers and underscores. We're going to define one called radius. We're also going to create another double variable called area. From this, you might be able to tell that we're going to define the area of a circle based upon the radius. Now to do this, we're going to need to assign a value to our radius. We specified our variable and use an assignment equals operator to give it a value of 20. From here, we're going to calculate the value of the area. Area is going to equal, the value of an area is pi r squared, or pi times the radius times the radius. Right now, we're just going to specify what pi is. 3.141592. We're going to multiply this times the radius. To do so, we'll use the star operator, and then the variable radius, and then multiply it again by the radius. This is the equivalent of raising something to the power twice. We now have our value of area, and we now have the value of area, and we're going to send this information out to the screen. To do so, we're going to use the cout command. And anytime we're going to pipe information to the console using cout, we'll use the cout command, and then we'll use less than or left angle arrows, two of them. This is going to send information from the right-hand side to the cout or the console output command. Notice here we have a literal string, the area of the circle with a radius of. We now need to give it the value of radius. So because I'm using a new value, I'm going to use two more less than symbols. Another literal string. And as I'm getting long, I'm going to move to a new line. I can do this because in C++, the semicolon is in my command terminator. Since I'm moving to a new line without doing a semicolon, this is still considered all part of the command. You notice when I move to a new line, a lot of times I want to indent. It just makes it a little bit easier to read. I'll specify my area variable. And then because I want to move to a new line again, I'll specify end L. And now I'll use a semicolon because that's the end of that command. This is now completed. I'm going to save it and run in the local Windows debugger. It takes just a second for this to come up and run, but you'll see that it now comes up with my message. The area of the circle with a radius of 20 is, and then it gives us our answer, 1,256.64. This is exactly what we were expecting.